Hi everyone, it's Mary with a passion for paper. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to share with you my vintage style ballerina journal. I just finished it today, so she is hot off the presses, and I'm so excited to do a full flip through for you. This is a beautiful vintage style ballerina that I printed from Ruby and Pearl, and I will link that shop below on Etsy. And a beautiful book page is here with some Kraft paper and a little embellishment here with some vintage lace. A lot of beautiful French vintage laces are featured in this journal that I purchased the laces from Lavish Laces on Etsy. And this particular lace here was a different one. So there's a mixture, but I'm very excited about all the laces. This was just a fun thing to wrap around to tie her closed. Let me give you the measurements. And this one is approximately 4.5 or 5 to the widest part here by just under 10 inches. And so this is a tall, skinny journal with lots of neutrals and a fun French theme as well. This is some more beautiful vintage lace, and what I love about this is you peek underneath that, you have a beautiful embossed pattern here on the cover. So opening it up, we have a lovely scrappy notepad with a ballerina theme, and again, this beautiful vintage ballerina is from Ruby and Pearl. And we have just a little bit of embellishment here of a more variety of laces, and then a bunch of different scraps and vintage music page. This is some of my lace patterned coffee dyed paper and the beautiful Sam Pool stamp. So that tucks right in here in this belly band. And a lot of the digitals that I've used in here are the Ruby and Pearl for the ballerinas, and then the florals are from Bontik Vintage Designs, and I will link that below as well. My viewers do get a 50% off discount at Bontik Vintage Designs Etsy shop, which is what this image is from, and I think it's so beautiful. You just have to type in a passion for paper, and it is the number 4, and I will link the exact discount code below. Beautiful floral images. And then I have this is a copy of one of my own original pieces of French ephemera that I have coffee dyed, and just some layering of vintage music sheet and more pretty things there. Another ballerina from Ruby and Pearl. Beautiful grungy coffee and tea dyed papers throughout with plenty of room for journaling. It's a tiny Tim Holtz paper clip, and then I loved working on the little tags for this because I was able to use pages from the Royal Ballet School book, vintage book that I have. And this is coffee dyed file folder, vintage coffee dyed lace strip pulled here, and some vintage music page. I actually have these ballerinas on coffee dyed paper available in my Etsy shop, which I will also link below. Love this little cluster here, ballet, the little pretty bow. Some more gorgeous, I know these are from Lavish Laces. They are from the vintage grab bag order. I just love the color on that lace. And some more vintage Lavish laces that I have put on this beautiful digital from Ruby and Pearl's ballerina kit. Pirouette, so another French word there. We have a little tuck spot up in there. Some more ballerinas that have been coffee dyed. This was a copy of a book page, and I love how that came out down below. Ballerina. Beautiful Bontik vintage designs. Floral image. 2 of them. I just printed them double-sided. I loved the way this looks. It's a tissue paper that's been coffee dyed, so you can kind of peek through there and see these gorgeous ballerinas from Ruby and Pearl. And just a little vintage lace from Lavish Laces there. And this is one of the vintage book pages from a book about a dancer. And these are just some really lovely tags that I backed with coffee dyed paper. These are from Bontik Vintage Designs. Beautiful florals, and then another wonderful little ballerina themed tag with some actual vintage music sheet. And tucked in behind there is another beautiful Bontik Vintage Designs paper. Just think that's so pretty. Love the florals with these scroll pictures behind. So that, and some beautiful embossing here on this pocket. Another scrappy notepad. Beaujolais on the Ballet Comique. I did feature this in one of my other videos if you wanted to check that out. It is Craft with Me scrappy notepads, ballerina themed. So it's just an assortment of different papers in here, coffee dyed, some beautiful printout of French ephemera, and this is ballerina that I have several of them in here. And I do have some of those in my shop that I have printed and coffee dyed. Love the messy stitching on the back. And I just really enjoy making the scrappy notepads. And this was fun to do with the ballerina theme, since I do usually make them with the French theme. And I love this little book page that's been coffee dyed, featuring the dreams of a small girl wanting to be a ballerina. And I do have pages with this on it as well. Actually, I sold that this week, so I'll have to make a new one, and I'll put that in my shop. Hopefully I'll get that done this weekend. Love the coloring on these coffee and tea stained pages. And this is my coffee stained fabric. And I have sold out of this in my shop, but I will be replenishing that as well soon. And then we have some vintage French book page, and I have put on there another wonderful little charming vintage ballerina from Ruby and Pearl. Beautiful Bontik Vintage Designs paper. And this is more ballerinas, Ruby and Pearl. And then over here, I just made this tiny little pocket enchanted with these adorable little things tucked in here. This is something new in my shop. They're vintage French flashcards. I was very excited to find these, and so I've been batching these in groups of 20. There's green writing in English, and the opposite side is black writing in French. So I just tucked all these little goodies right in here. And this is an actual vintage piece of French ephemera from the 1930s. It's from a play. And so I just love how that fits right in here. And another little ballerina from Ruby and Pearl. So charming. And then some more French book page. And of course, now I'm enjoying putting the piano roll paper into each one of my journals, along with the sewing paper, sewing pattern paper, Bontik Vintage Designs. Beautiful. And I just love the pattern on that. And a coffee dyed doily. This is from Ruby and Pearl as well. It's one of her French document kits. And on the back side of that, I put this beautiful Lavish Laces lace that I just purchased. I think there's a video of me opening that order, and this beautiful journaling card. I forget, this is another digital Etsy shop, which was in my stash. And this beautiful ballerina, I love this one as well. Put this on my story today. This is another Lavish Laces vintage French lace. Beautiful. And it says on there, principal roll. And so this is another vintage book about ballerinas. And here it says the Royal Ballet School. So just had so much fun with this theme. I love ballet. And I didn't take ballet as a girl, but both of my daughters took it. And I just loved all the scenes and costumes and music, and just so graceful and beautiful. I love everything about ballet. And this was just so cute. I found this in a children's dictionary. It's describing dance. So I put that onto a little tag. I believe this is Odolcina's tags. And this is a little pocket here with a couple more beautiful tags. On point. Love that it's French, the French words in there, and we have something about ballet on the book page. And this one, also my ballet master, something about in England, and just a fun collage of different papers on there. And then I love this page. Now this is a wonderful vintage French book page that I gave to my mom, and she painted this beautiful, delicate, soft pink flowers on it with the little green leaves, and then I coffee dyed a print of it. So I have multiples of these, but it just came out so beautiful. I love it. Had to put that in there. Beautiful coffee dyed patterns. And then this is a little bag that I just turned sideways and cut the edge off. So here's a fun messy stitching side pull tag that goes in this side of the bag. And then I just collaged some embossed paper with this beautiful French label on it. This bag is also available in my Etsy shop. And I collaged here, sewed on a little cluster, mon chéri. And this is a fun scrappy notepad that I also believe have a YouTube video on this one, where I sew the lace and piece of paper that was torn from this one. So you can kind of see that's from the vintage Bontik designs. All different sorts of coffee dyed papers. I love this one. Just really fun. So interesting, the marks that I got on that. And then this is French receipt, printed out and coffee stained. It even has on the back the handwritten notes. So I double-sided that one and just put a beautiful little pair of ballerina slippers on a bulb pin for this scrappy notepad, and that is removable, so it could be placed elsewhere in the journal. Here's some more of these beautiful cards. I will try to find which shop I purchased these from, and I did back them with my coffee dyed paper. And I just noticed this has a little perfect spot for some more little vintage French flashcards. Tuck a couple of these in there. Bonsoir, école. Yeah, that's great. And that's on the back. Tuck that back in there. Vintage it's not French. I forget what language that is, but beautiful patina on that original music page. Love this. And here's our double page spread. Beautiful Bontik Vintage Designs pattern. Just love it. They went so well in this journal. Perfect accompaniment to all the neutrals. This is the other side of that little bag that I have. And I loved this little fragment of a book page. I went ahead and inked all around it and left Pavlova's name open. Anna Pavlova is a beautiful ballerina dancer. So I just loved seeing that. And here's another little card. This one has the waltz from the ballet, The Sleeping Beauty. So that just tucks right in here. This is the other side of that bag. And so there is a little bit of a pattern there. Let's see if I have, yes, here. These are in my shop. So I just turned it sideways, folded it, and then snipped the end off here so that becomes like an opening in both places once you do that. Or if you're doing a wider journal, you could just put something in there. They're kind of fun. So I sell those in sets, and these cute little craft bags come with it. And I have a sample of this on the back cover that we'll look at in a minute. So that's what this is, the little second half of this bag with the little tag tucked in there. And then some more coffee dyed paper with a jagged edge. And this is the other side of that beautiful print. So my mother painted some different beautiful flowers here with the pink and the green, and it's on a French book page, vintage French book page, and then I coffee and tea dyed it for that beautiful aged look. I love this little cluster. Again, I made her with the ballerina silhouette and just some other bits of lace. This is a glossary of ballet terms from one of my vintage ballet books, and I just love the picture of those shoes. And I definitely roughed that up with some coffee and tea dye. So Bontik Vintage Designs backed with coffee dyed paper, another little vintage French. I love the little numbers on them too. I think they're so cute. And some printed and coffee dyed French ephemera. So all can get tucked right back in here. And this is another dancer book page, vintage. You can see a tiny bit of one of the dancers here. And I love this image. This is from Ruby and Pearl, and that's the ballerina theme with some lace there and a little trim. Beautiful. I love those. And in here I have another one of these children's dictionary, the term dance. Thought that was so charming. A little music. Some more gorgeous digitals from Bontik Vintage Designs. The piano paper roll, French book page. And this is the other side of that. It's just so soft. It's so beautiful. The French play from the 1930s. It's beautiful. Feels so good. And some more of this beautiful Bontik Designs. And this is the rest of that French book page. And the fabric that's been coffee dyed. Love how grungy this looks. This is the other part of the book page with the ballerinas on it. And the Royal Ballet book page. This is also very soft. And I put that on the back of this beautiful collage from Ruby and Pearl. And this is the other half of that coffee dyed tissue paper. I love the way it looks with the beautiful things underneath. More Bontik vintage designs. And it says ballet in Paris. Some ballerinas here. This is a beautiful embroidered corner piece. And I love this little journal card that tucks in there. And that's the back cover. So on the back cover, I do have a pocket. So this is a pretty little bulb pin with a ballerina's outfit and some little laces that I got from Lavish Laces. And this beautiful pocket I made with more gorgeous little trims. This was from the most recent Lavish Laces delivery. Sewed around this beautiful circle that's from Bontik Vintage Designs. Let's take a look at this bag. This is the little bag that I was showing you earlier that I have in my shop. So this just did some collaging here. Paris, you can see the back I left plain. And then in the pocket, I just tucked a couple of things. Another one of my little French vocabulary cards and this beautiful journal card. So those just go right back in there. They fit perfectly in. Just want to layer it up a bit and pop that back in the pocket. And there you have it. This is my newly completed vintage style ballerina journal. So much fun making this. Just loved it. I hope you enjoyed the flip through and found some inspiration here. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and post it for sale in my Etsy shop. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Until next time, bye-bye.